Ironically, the fixer for President Trump, who over the years used threats of legal action to intimidate the Trump Organization's opponents and claimants, now wants to stay as far from courtrooms as possible. Whether it was stupidly attempting to enforce a non-disclosure agreement against Stormy Daniels or threatening the media with lawsuits, Michael Cohen has used Trump's money and influence to grind down opponents. But now the Post reports, lawyers for President Trump's longtime attorney Michael Cohen have withdrawn defamation lawsuits against BuzzFeed and the political research firm Fusion GPS related to a dossier that included claims Cohen helped organize Russian interference into the 2016 presidential election. The lawsuits, withdrawn late Wednesday, would have required Cohen to submit to an evidence discovery process, forcing him to produce documentation and sworn testimony about his activities before the closely contested election. It seems the courtroom is not really Cohen's friend insofar as he must open up his business records and participate in depositions that can delve into Trump's business practices and connections to Russian oligarchs. With a high-stakes criminal investigation underway that may plow some of that same ground, Cohen really doesn't want to also be forced to open his books to attorneys for BuzzFeed and Fusion GPS. Speaking of criminal investigations, Cohen's tricks are now coming back to bite him in a much more serious arena in which he has little if no control. Dummy corporations, aliases, and taped conversations that historically helped him advance his and Trump's business interests now may become the evidence of criminal liability. Similarly, Cohen's effort to enforce Daniels' non-disclosure agreement looks spectacularly dumb. Not only has he boosted her attorney Michael Avenatti onto the public stage, and every cable TV show in sight, but also he opened himself up to a countersuit for defamation brought by Daniels for his statements on Feb. The Post reported, the defamation claim against Cohen is based on his February 13 statement to the media in which he acknowledged that he had used his own personal funds to facilitate a payment of $130,000 to Daniels. Cohen has denied that Trump had an affair with Daniels. In the February 13 statement, he suggested that the payment was spurred by rumors of an affair. Just because something isn't true doesn't mean that it can't cause you harm or damage. Cohen said, "I will always protect Mr. Trump." And speaking of defamation, Summer Zervos, who claims Trump engaged in unwanted sexual conduct, has filed her own suit against Trump, claiming he defamed her by saying the accusations were untrue. Saying, "Every woman lied who brought forward a story of unwelcome sexual conduct." Trump now could face discovery claims and a deposition regarding his sexual conduct. How did things go so terribly wrong for Cohen and Trump? Well, for starters, Trump won the election. His past conduct, in the hands of skilled attorneys, became a goldmine. Forcing Trump and Cohen into settings where they must reveal their business dealings is the last thing either wants to do. Hence Trump's red line with prosecutors about investigating his businesses. Had Trump lost, as he and most everyone in the political world expected, he and Cohen could have gone back to bullying, suing and intimidating people with little downside. But now, with so much for him to lose, leverage shifted to opponents. Second, Trump, between his history of ignoring counsel and of, allegedly, unpaid legal fees, cannot get decent legal advice when he needs it the most. Trump never really needed expert counsel because his legal strategy was more akin to a PR strategy. He could drop suits when it suited him or settle when he had to. Now, when the stakes are highest, he reportedly has been turned down by numerous prominent firms. Trump is outgunned by the special prosecutor and the swarm of lawyers who figured out that Trump's past sexual partners could generate a brisk litigation business. Finally, Trump still seems to think he has a choice whether to participate in an interview with a special prosecutor. That's how he and his supporters are acting. Here, however, the special prosecutor has subpoena power, and the threat of perjury or self-incrimination loom large. When he took office, Trump seemed to think that being president meant the Justice Department was his personal law firm. He's finding out differently now. In short, Trump and Cohen are paying a price for past behavior and for treating real lawyers shabbily. Trump's misconception about the role of the Justice Department and about Attorney General Jeff Sessions' ability to protect him has led him into a legal maze from which he cannot easily escape. To those who've been asking Trump would ever pay a price for his conduct, we can say it sure looks like it.